Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another theme park obsession video. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today I'm back at Universal Studios Hollywood to check out the updates at the park. The Fast and the Furious roller coaster, the parking structure, CityWalk. I might ride the studio tour, I'm not really sure, depends on time. We'll talk about the studio tour a little bit later, but yeah, it's gonna be a fun video. There's a lot of information to talk about, so let's not waste any more time and dive right in. It's a cloudy SoCal day, and the construction crews are not on site today at the time of making this video because it is President's Day, so not too many construction crews are here. But as you can see, compared to the last video, they've done quite a bit of work here in the Woody Woodpecker lot. And according to a bunch of articles that just recently came out, nothing official from the park, but a lot of articles like from the LA Times and stuff, this will be a new security hub to secure CityWalk. I guess that's the overall plan throughout the perimeter of the CityWalk area and the parking structure area, is to kind of close this off, very similar to what they've done in Orlando. And then at places like Disney, they've done that with Downtown Disney. So this makes sense. And this is apparently where it's going to be located. So that's going to be really cool. It's going to be fun to watch this develop over the next few months. And I would assume by the end of the year, this might be done or nearing completion. It just depends on how ambitious this is going to be. I have no idea what this is all supposed to look like because, like I was just saying, Universal hasn't officially said anything just yet. But I'm sure they will very, very soon, because then you have the rest of the lot, which I'm sure will be worked on, because allegedly this is all supposed to be a hotel. And this might, connect to all of that. It's going to be fun to watch. So much continues to change here at Universal Studios. And one thing to note, all of the concrete has been ripped up as well. So no more concrete, no more asphalt. The next step is going to be digging for footings. Sure, some rebar will go in, depending on how big the security area is supposed to be. They still have the other portion of the lot over there, which I'm sure they'll keep until the last moment, and then they'll tear all that up. But yeah, it's looking good this week. A lot of progress in just a short period of time, even with the crazy weather that we've been having here in Southern California. It was raining like crazy. I was gone, I was in Chicago, but yeah, they're still trucking along. I feel like this project shouldn't take them that long. They could complete this by the end of the year if they really wanted to be ambitious. It's definitely possible, especially at Universal speed. So we shall see what happens by the time the holidays roll around. But with that, I think that's going to do it for the parking structure. There's really nothing else to talk about on this side. We'll talk about CityWalk later on in the video, where I'll check up on the escape room area and the old iFly location. So we'll do that near the end of the video. But right now, let's head inside the theme park to check up on Fast and the Furious. Well, there's definitely a little bit more people walking around CityWalk, that's for sure. The last time I was here, a week and a half ago or so? Yeah, there was nobody. It was a ghost town. But since it is a holiday, just in general, there's going to be more people here. Made it in the park. Yeah, there's definitely a lot more people walking around, which is to be expected. It's a holiday. I was braced for it just in case, because I heard yesterday was really crazy here and at Knott's Berry Farm and Disneyland. But today I was like, maybe I'll go on a Monday, because even though people still have the day off, I don't know how many people are going to be in the park enjoying it. And yeah, honestly, it doesn't seem too bad. Like, it's busy, but it's not like slammed. Oh, look at this. They've swapped out the window display over here at the Universal Studios store. We got some cool neon going on. It says, show your character. Ooh, look at this. The plaza is actually open. I was not expecting this. I thought the plaza was going to remain closed until they started the Universal Fan Fest nights, but I guess not. It's good because it frees up some seating for people that are grabbing some food. And then look at that, off in the distance you can get a nice view into the Fast and the Furious construction site. Yeah, they took that scaffolding down a few weeks ago because they were installing that, now it looks like a staircase from this angle, but this section of steel has gone up, so I think that's why they removed the scaffolding. But work seems to be progressing nicely on the facade. Oh yeah, and look at this, a little bit closer to the main thoroughfare by French Street. You can see the first few pieces of the stall have gone up. Now, this happened a couple days ago, but obviously I wasn't here to document it on my channel. But I did see some photos on X and Blue Sky, and I was so excited. I'm like, I cannot wait to go back to check all that out in person. because out of all the elements to be installed in the layout, the stall is probably my most anticipated, just because I wanted to see the profiling, and yeah, just from this angle it looks great. So once we get over to the lookout, we'll get a better view of it. Oh, there goes the crane, she's flying. So they are working on a holiday, so that's cool. Okay, yeah, it does look like a staircase now that I'm over on this side of the project. A lot of wiring going in for the drive tire motors. But yep, that's a staircase. Staircase confirmed. Made it to the lookout, and yeah, could already see some progress. Again, even though we've had all that crazy rain, they still made some pretty significant progress. Now, we know the stall is forming, but if you look very closely, look at that. Steel's going vertical on the side of the building there, maybe for some more stairs. Yep, there's the bottom half of the staircase right there. Now, I did hear that, since we know that there's going to be a gym inside here for Vin Diesel, this is where they couldn't get a Stairmaster, so they had to build some stairs. So we're going to be walking up and down those stairs throughout our journey, which is going to be exciting. Leg day every day. Oh, look at this. They're moving some more gym equipment into the building. Looks to be a bench press that they're putting in there. I can't wait to see the facility when it's done. It's going to be awesome. I just hope that the monthly membership isn't that high. But yeah, look at the muddy mess that we got going on down here. No work looks like there hasn't been any movement on the sound wall. Same pieces have been up since my last visit. I'm kind of surprised that they haven't added to that. I'm wondering if they're just waiting for some other pieces to show up that aren't already staged, or they could be waiting for something else entirely different. Who knows? Off in the distance there, you can see scaffolding is still up around the retaining wall, which looks to have gotten its concrete. So they're nearing the finish line when it comes to that. Still no track work over on that side, just a lot of scaffolding. I would assume that once they're done with the concrete, they'll move over to the track work and they'll finish out that structure on that end. But let's move over to the star of the show this week, and that is the beginnings of the stall. Again, I was so hyped for the installation of this particular element. Let me zoom in. Hold on. Again, make sure you're pulling on those yellow safety restraints back at home. But yeah, look at that. Look at the curvature on that track too. The profiling is awesome. And in person, it's a lot bigger than seeing it in photos and video back at home and when I was away. Yeah, this is gonna be such a cool element and pretty forceful too. Remember the elevation change. I mean, look at this. The elevation change is massive. We're gonna go all the way, well, we're gonna start from all the way down there towards the wall and then, make our way back up to this portion right here, which is just insane. We're gonna be going extremely fast because you gotta have enough momentum to get through that element. And depending on how fast we go through this portion right here, we might have some good hang time going on through that, which would be very, very nice. I will welcome that hang time. Might have hang time right there and over the escalator, which again, not quite an inversion, we're almost there. And it looks like off in the distance they haven't added any more pieces of track to the ending of the element, right into that valley before we get to the boost and over the escalator. It looks like they've just started on this. And this might be where the flag will go too, when they top the coaster off. It might be the tallest portion of the ride, I'm not really sure. That one over there is pretty tall. But yeah, again, I don't know if this is gonna be the tallest point or over the escalator or over here at the turnaround. Yeah, doesn't that look awesome? That stall is gonna be so darn good. I just love the curvature of the track. That's what, it was the same with this too when they were installing this section. I just love the profiling. You already can tell it's gonna be smooth. But this section, the nice S-curve into the stall. And I don't know which direction we're gonna be facing, because remember, we are gonna be controlled, we're gonna be spinning, but it's a controlled spin. So I have no idea which way we're gonna be facing, and because of the controlled spin, it takes the element up to the next notch. And it might be even more forceful than a normal stall. Velocicoaster's stall is very good coming off of that top hat, but because we're going to be spinning, this stall might be one of the best in the business. I think this one will top Velocicoaster. I'm sorry, Velocicoaster, I love you, but when you add the spinning aspect of this, I mean, come on, this is pretty nuts. This is such a good stall too. It's pretty big, going over the fire road there. It's quite the element. Let's see how many pieces this is. Let's see, we got one right there, 2, 3. That's a tiny piece. Look at the joints there. Yeah, 3, 4. So 4 new pieces have gone in since my last visit, which again, pretty awesome. The last time I was here, the latest was right there, right into the valley. And then they were putting in the boost connections, or the pieces that will hold the LSMs. And they've been working on this top deck over here too that connects to the main show space, which leads me to believe that this will be Q. It's allegedly what people have been saying this is supposed to be. So yeah, the fact that it's connecting to the building and they're starting to close it up, yeah, this could be Q, which will result into some amazing views into that boost section before the escalator and just, this portion of the layout. So that's gonna be really cool. Hopefully overnight they'll install a few more pieces. They could install 2 or 3 new pieces, and maybe in a couple days I'll come back to the park to check up on the project to see what's new. I'm just glad they've been working a lot on this building too. There's so much going on with the building. The staircases have gone in, and I can only imagine what the interior space is looking like. Let's zoom into this section over here. They haven't really touched this spot in a few weeks. They finished up the concrete work and some of the rebar, and then they've just kind of left it. So I'm not really sure what this is going to turn into. It could be a massive show element, with the layout. And then you can see off in the distance, right by the track there, they haven't gotten to those footings which will hold more of the steel for the sound wall. And I'm thinking they're holding off, now the more I'm thinking about it, I think they're holding off with this because they haven't installed the track over here just yet. And it might be a lot easier for them to put the track up when this massive 60-foot wall is not in the way, you know what I'm saying? So we might see some track before they finish this massive steel structure. You see crews over there playing in the mud. Off in the staging area, you can see that support column is still there. They haven't really touched it. It's been like that for, I would say, a solid month. And then those pieces that are wrapped up, I believe those are more steel pieces for the sound wall. But that support right there, I wonder if it's going to go, I mean, it has to go over here, right? I don't know where else they would put it. But it's still hanging out. I wonder if it's lonely. It's probably really lonely. And it wants to join its friends. And nothing new has been added to the block brake section. We still have those fins that are up. They might install some more fins over here. But yeah, so far, it's just looking the same past couple weeks. Let's go ahead and move on though. Let me zoom back out. Hold on. Let's move on. Let's work our way over towards the escalator to get another view of the stall from that side. Over here towards the Mexican quick service restaurant, yeah, other than the staircase going in, I'm not really noticing anything different compared to the last video. Still a lot of facade work happening. There might be some changes in the front, which I might see here in just a few seconds, but at least on this side, where the turnaround is leading back into the station, yeah, it's looking the same. Yeah, it's just the brickwork, so maybe here in the next couple of months, they'll take the scaffolding down if we're lucky. Made it over to the other side where the escalators are, and it's a closer look at the track that was installed not too long ago at the bottom of the stall. And then off in the distance there, you can see the newer pieces. So yeah, maybe they'll finish out this element here in the next couple days, which would be awesome, which will leave them a turnaround, and that's it. Then the layout will be complete. Other than that, it's looking the same in this area. We do have some purple markings right here on the ground. Snow equipment staged over here. And yeah, everything else is pretty much complete. They finished this not too long ago. The last inversion leading up into the brake run has been done for a while. So yeah, it's just, I feel like now they got to do all the aesthetic stuff in this spot. Greenery, whatever the landscaping plan is. Then the theming plan, I have no idea what all this is going to look like as far as theming is concerned. And then obviously the sound wall. There's another sound wall that's going to go up over there because you can see the footings for it. And then the giant glass structure that will go around this element that is going to look like this. There's a couple of those. There's one here, and then there's supposed to be one on the turnaround. And that is just from the renderings that we've seen when Universal released a pretty basic rendering to the city about the sound ordinance. Universal still hasn't released an official POV of this, which hopefully it'll be soon. I'm honestly surprised that the LSM boosters haven't gone in, because they put these pieces of track in a little over, what, a week and a half ago or so? I would think that the LSMs would show up, but I guess not. They're still in a box somewhere. Might have some Amazon shipping problems. And then the pieces that are underneath the spine of the track still haven't gone in either. So maybe here in the next week or two, since the weather is cooperating, we'll see some more progress in this section of the valley right after that element. You can see over here by the electrical section, scaffolding has gone up, so we might see some walls go up in this spot here very, very soon, maybe some drywall going in. And then at the top deck, that's kind of looking the same on this side closest to me. It was the side that was closest to the building itself that was seeing some work. But we should see some good progress this week, hopefully. The theme park obsession office is moving along nicely. My colors are starting to go in. You can see the blue on the top there. Yeah, I told them the roof needs to be blue and then the building itself should be green. So hopefully they'll get the memo and paint that white, that primer, the green color from my logo. Other than that, everything's looking the same over on this end. Concrete's been finished. This track work hasn't really been touched. And they haven't installed the pieces that are going up towards the bunny hop over the fire road. So that hasn't been added just yet. Switching gears a little bit, look at this. Some new equipment has shown up on the hillside. So maybe work will resume on taking out all these trees. And it looks like they're going all the way over there with that. It's a huge area. They can do a lot in this corner of the park. And I'm still not sure what the overall plan is. My best guess is just an infrastructure project. Maybe a giant retaining wall. But anything besides that, I have no idea. We do know that it's not going to affect Halloween Horror Nights because John Murdy did confirm on X that a haunted house is going in this location for the 2025 season. So it's going to be nothing too extensive to block that traffic over there. But it is cool to see some equipment show up again, because for a while there was just no movement. Quickly going back to the coaster, I think that's going to do it for this week as far as any updates. Some good progress though, so I can't wait to come back in a couple days to see if they, if they finish the stall, maybe some more steel work on the building. But with that, let's move back into CityWalk and check out the iFly area. See if they've made any progress over there. Okay, I made it out of the park. Didn't ride the studio tour because I had a 45-minute wait, and yeah, no, I don't need to wait 45 minutes for the studio tour, but I was gonna mention that Earthquake is back open on the studio tour. It's back from its refurb, so that's really nice. Maybe on the next visit I'll do it, because the next time I'm here, it probably won't be this busy, even though it's really not that bad in the park. I've been in the park when it's a lot crazier. But yeah, 45 minutes when I know I've done the studio tour just walking on, yeah, I'll wait a couple days when I return and we'll check out Earthquake then. But yeah, let's make our way over to Buca di Beppo. Ooh, look at Universal getting a little sneaky with the addition on top of the construction fence there so we can't see over it. So you know what? I think this confirms that it is going to be a giant roller coaster. Oh yeah, themed to the Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster. So yeah, I think we can safely assume that. I think this is confirmed. Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster coaster coming to Universal CityWalk 2028. Well, we got some movement happening on the Escapology area, which is cool this week. And then off in the distance, you can see some progress happening on the former iFly site. Yeah, they've completely demolished the structure that you'd fly in. And we have some pretty heavy equipment over there digging up the ground. So I'll keep an eye on this here in the next few weeks. This is allegedly another security point, again, to secure CityWalk. But the question is, why are they putting it right here? because does that mean they're going to be doing one right here as well, or maybe at the tail end of the parking structure, or are they going to reroute this entire area? Like, is there another grand vision that we're just not seeing in this corner yet? Because if that's security, you'd need one over here, and let's see, yeah, right here, and something right here. So I don't know, it's a big mystery. There's a lot happening at CityWalk very quickly, and I would not be surprised if by the end of the year we see huge developments going on with these parking structures and the surface lot at the Woody Woodpecker lot, and some new tenants, which by the way, a new pizza place is going in across from the Antojitos. That used to be Sparky's, that donut place and the candy shop. That's going to be a new pizza restaurant, so that's going to be cool. I missed having pizza here at CityWalk. I know you can get pizza over at Vivo, but I'm talking about like a quick service kind of thing. Like, we used to have Blaze, but that got taken over by Starbucks, so we haven't really had anything since. You know what, let's head downstairs because I wanted to check up on the Epic Universe gift shop just to see if they added anything new, because I know they have a bunch of cool Monsters stuff over in Florida, and I wonder if we got the same stuff over here. Okay, it doesn't look like we have that same Monster merch. So I'm just gonna have to go to Florida. All right, well, going to the airport now, because yeah, I was like, oh, fingers crossed that we get it, because some of that stuff looked really, really cool. A lot of it's at the new Stella Nova Resort that just opened up, which hopefully I'll be staying there very, very soon. I'd love to cover more hotels at Universal Orlando. So a lot of you love those videos. Yeah, it's looking like the same stuff over here. Not noticing anything new. But again, if you want Epic Universe merchandise, they have it available at our CityWalk here in Hollywood. Alrighty, well, I think that's gonna do it for today's Universal Studios Hollywood update. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel and you love these updates from Universal Studios Hollywood or some of your other favorite theme parks, well, I cover a bunch of them, and you should consider subscribing so you can stay up to date on every time I post a new video. Don't forget to check me out on X, Blue Sky, and Instagram. Those links will be down below in the description. But until the next video, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is. I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.